Hello, sir.
Hello, dear children.
What are we gonna do today?
I'll tell you. Give me a minute. I believe I'm audible to you guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a minute. So, in the previous class, we actually completed the worksheet for quadratic equations, right? So, in today's class, we are going to start with the next chapter, that is polynomials, okay? Which is page number 62. So, I'll write 62. Sorry, 62. Yep. Yeah. Basically, what is a polynomial? Let's just a minute. Yeah. So basically, what is a polynomial? Uh, like I'll just explain the points over here and then I'll give you a summary, basic summary. Okay. So if let's say A comes under real numbers, N comes under whole numbers, okay, and then A multiplied by X raised to N is a monomial where A is a coefficient. Coefficient matlab it should be a constant. X is a variable. So that means we don't know what is X. X can be anything. N is the degree of monomial. Okay. A polynomial is having only one term is called as monomial. Like, for example, like x, it's a monomial. If you'll say instead of x, you'll write x square, that is also monomial. Instead of x square, if you'll write 2x, that is also monomial. You'll write 2x square, that is also monomial. X cube, that is also monomial. So if there is only one group of x, it can be x raised to anything. Okay. That thing is called as monomial. This thing is having a general formula. Instead of 2, I'll write a. Instead of x, I'll write x itself. Instead of 3, which is the power of x, I'll write n. So a multiplied by x raised to n is the general formula of monomial. Okay. Now, you might be wondering ki why phi is a monomial. Phi is not having x. I'll tell you. 5 is actually what? 5 is 5 multiplied by x raised to 0. So anything raised to 0, x raised to 0 is basically 1. So this is basically 5 multiplied by 1, which is nothing but 5. So 5, yes, 5 is a monomial because 5 implies to 5 multiplied by x raised to 0. That is basically satisfying a multiplied by x raised to n. And hence 5 is also a monomial. Okay. So I believe point 1 is clear, where what is monomial? Here the condition is what? This A, like I just said that this is basically n. So I just said that n can be equal to 0. Yes, it is possible that n can be equal to 0. It's not a problem. But 5, this should not be equal to 0. The expression is zero. Wait, but yeah. So in case of, like they have also mentioned over here, just in case if expression is zero, it is also called as constant monomial. That is, if a is equal to zero, we do not assign any degree. That is, monomial zero has no degree. So if basically, sorry, just a minute. Yeah, I'm back. So my point is, huh. Just a minute. Yeah. So as I was saying, this I okay, I'll just give you a summary. So basically, a multiplied by x raised to n is a monomial, where a is a number, n is a number, where and x is variable. And monomial can be just a number like 5 because 5 is considered as 5 multiplied by x raised to 0. It can be 5, it can be 1, it can be 0, it can be, let's say, 2x, it can be 2x square or maybe 3x square or anything. Uh, 7x raised to 10, anything it can be. Okay. So all these terms are called as monomial. And what is basically degree? Degree means what? I'll just tell you. It's a very simple terminology. Degree means whatever is there on the par. So जो भी par में होता है उसको हम लोग degree बोलते हैं. So 5 means what? 5 multiplied by x raised to 0 it is, right? So it is basically having 0 degree. 1, it is having 0 degree. 0, it's having 0 degree. But 2x, it's having 1 degree. 3x square, it's having 2 degree. 7x raised to 10, it's having 10 degree. 10 as a degree. Okay. So this was the explanation of the first point. About the second point, a polynomial having only two terms is called as binomial. For example, this is the first term, which is 5x. Then you have addition or subtraction. Then you have another term. So this is one monomial, this is another monomial. When two monomials are either added or subtracted with each other, we call them as binomials. For example, this is one monomial, this is another monomial. They are added or subtracted. They are called as a binomial. Bi means two. Thus, a polynomial, poly means more than two, is expressed in the form of sum of monomials of different degrees. For example, this is having one monomial, this is another monomial, this is another monomial, this is another monomial. So there are four monomials. So if there were two monomials, we would have said binomial. But since there are more than two monomial, we will call it as polynomial. So polynomial is a function, is an equation or a function which is having different monomials. Okay. Now I'll give you one example. So over here, you should observe one thing, that all the monomials should have different parts. Okay. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Let's say 2x plus 4x minus 3x. Is this a polynomial? No, this is a monomial. Why? Because even though there are different, this is one monomial, this is another monomial, this is another monomial, but still I can solve this. It is very much possible to solve in one step and get the answer as a single monomial. Over here, the answer is going to be 3x. So since I can reduce this into a single monomial, I will call this as monomial only. Okay. Similarly, if this was instead of 2x, it was 2 plus, let's say, 2x square let's say minus 4x, ऐसा कुछ रहता, then I would have called this as polynomial because this all the terms are having different parts. This is the minimum possible reduction which I could do. Hence, I will, even after reducing so much, there is no scope of further reduction. Then also I have one, two, three monomials in front of me. Hence, I can definitely be sure कि yes, this is polynomial. So the different monomials which you're having should have different parts. Then only you can be sure कि उनको और reduce नहीं किया जा सकता है. Okay. These monomials whose some forms are called as like the final form is called as polynomial. The highest of the degrees of the terms of the polynomial is the degree of the polynomial. For example, in this case, this one is having degree 0, this one is having degree 2, this one is having degree 1. So the highest of the three degrees are 2. So hence if somebody asking कि भाई ये polynomial का degree क्या है, you should say the highest value. In this case इस polynomial का degree 2 है. In this example this polynomial's degree is 3 because 3 is the highest number. I believe this much is clear. Dhruv, tell me what's your query.
Sir, you wrote that 2 plus 2 x square minus 4x. Sir, that could also be a trinomial, right?
Yes, see,
Yes,
if you say like that trinomial for then for
quadrinomial.
quadruplets, yeah, yeah. So different names we can come up, but our textbook they are very simple. It's either monomial or binomial or polynomial. Okay,
Okay,
I'm
sir.
not saying that you're wrong, but we don't need those terms right now. For us, polynomial is
Okay,
sufficient.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Ah, okay. So the next one, if a polynomial is written either in ascending or descending parts of the variable, then it is called as the standard form of the polynomial. Like previously, like how I've written over here. Initially, the order was 0, then 2, then 1. So it is neither ascending nor descending. So this is not a standard form of the polynomial. But if you observe this, first the power is 3, then comes 2, then comes 1, then comes 0. So this is pure descending pattern. So since there is a pattern, either ascending or descending, I can say yes, it is in the standard form. Yes, Gargi, what's your query? Sorry, Gargi, your voice is very feeble. Can you please be louder? No, still not audible. Let me just check my audio. Just a minute. I've increased my speaker volume. Can you please repeat? I'm so sorry, my dear child. Unfortunately, there is some problem with your mic due to which I'm not able to understand the thing you're saying. It's a muffled voice for me. You'll have to type your query, my dear child. I'm so sorry for that. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So, point number 5, the terms like the terms like 7x raised to minus 2, where the power is negative, or 5 upon x raised to 3, which is again this only. The power becomes negative because 5 upon x raised to 3 can be written as 5 multiplied by x raised to minus 3. So, whenever the power is negative, we say they are not polynomials because the index of the variable x is negative purely because of the negative integer. Okay. Similarly, the terms like 5x raised to 1 by 4, There is a fraction. Then root x. Root x is basically what? It is x raised to 1 by 2. So again fraction. So wherever there are fractions, x raised to whenever the power is having fraction, we say that they are not polynomials because the index is a fraction. So whenever you see two possibilities, negative or fraction, you can straight away say that they are not polynomials. The sixth point also suggests similar things. For example, uh, for example, this particular term, root of minus 4 multiplied by x raised to 5. It is also not a polynomial. Why? Because the coefficient also is not real. So what is the coefficient in this case? My root of minus 4. I know that root of 4 is either plus 2 or minus 2. But root of minus 4, this thing is not a real number. In the previous session, we had a basic discussion that there are two types of number. One is real number, the other one is called as imaginary number. I told you that you will learn more about imaginary number in the future classes, okay, beyond this grades, but not in this grade. So I'm not going to tell much about it, but you understand one thing. So root of minus does not exist, or maybe I can call it as imaginary number. Root of minus. Root of plus exists. Root of minus is not real. Hence we call it as imaginary number. इतना दिमाग में रख लेना. So whenever there is a negative sign inside the root, you can directly say that it is an imaginary number, not a real number. Okay. Seventh one. Like and unlike terms. The terms which have similar variables with same power are called as like terms. Otherwise, they are called as unlike terms. For example, 2x and minus 7x are like terms, and 5x square and minus 8 upon 9x are also like terms, but 2x and 5x are unlike terms. Wait, same variables and same power. सेम पावर होना चाहिए ना. इसका सेम पावर है बट इसका कैसे सेम पावर हो गया? आई थिंक देयर इज अ प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक. आई थिंक दिस इज स्क्वायर and this is also square. Yeah, yeah, that is a printing mistake. Okay, just a minute. Gargi, my dear child. See, polynomial is basically a big family. Polyno this polynomial, let me say polynomial is a bucket. उसके अंदर का एक टाइप है मोनोमियल. Another type is binomial. Another type is trinomial, and so on. There are so many things. For us, so in short, monomial is also polynomial. Binomial is also polynomial. Trinomial is also polynomial. And everyone else, they are all polynomial. So what do? We generally, if there is only one term, we call it as mono. Instead of calling it as poly, we call it as monomial. If there are two, we call it as binomial. If there are anything more than two, we call them as polynomial. Okay? This is the way of calling them. Okay? Just give me a minute. My laptop is out of charge. Let me just connect the charger. Okay, I'm back. So that was basically
Sir,
about.
that is
Sorry,
that is x the x square only, because I have the latest edition wala book and it's written square only.
that's great. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for confirming. So, like terms basically what? The variable should be same, which means x, दोनों का x होना चाहिए, and power should be same. For example, if you have x raised to 2 and y raised to 2, they are not like terms. Okay. But if you have x raised to 2 and you have 2x raised to 2, then they are like terms. Similarly, so this is what the first point says. The variable should be same. The next point says that the power also should be same. For example, if you have x raised to 2 and x raised to 3, they are not like. If you have x raised to 2 or maybe 2x raised to 2 and x raised to 2 or maybe 4x raised to 2, then they are like. Okay, this is the basic understanding. So coefficient जो है, it doesn't matter कि coefficient क्या है. Coefficient same हो या नहीं हो, it doesn't matter at all. सिर्फ वेरिएबल सेम होना चाहिए एंड पावर सेम होना चाहिए, then we can call them as like terms. Otherwise we'll call them as unlike terms. Now let's understand operations on polynomial. What kind of operations? The first operation which we are going to learn is addition. Okay, addition is the first operation, addition of polynomials. In that, the first method, horizontal method, all expressions are written in horizontal. Then like terms are grouped together and added. These are the two steps. The first step is to write all the terms in horizontal row. The second step is to group them. कैसे group करोगे? Like terms together. That's how you're going to group them. For example, you have two polynomials like this. 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus x. Then 7x squared minus 2x plus 7. So what are you going to do? You have to add them, right? So first आप सबको एक रो में add कर दीजिएगा. You write all of them in one row. The second step is what? Second step is basically group them. जो भी like वाले हैं, like वाले को एक साथ लेके आओ. जैसे कि in this case they have done, here you have 3x square, here you have 7x square. So they have written it together. 3x square was having minus, hence minus sign. 7x was having a plus sign, hence plus sign over here. And the next group is what? X and minus 2x. So they have written x and minus 2x. And then there is no grouping for 7 as it is likha. There is no grouping for 2x cube as it is likha. So you have groups now. Just solve the groups first. Those who are alone, let them be alone. So let them come down as lone players and lone players only. The groups जो है उनको combine करो. 7 minus 3 is 4. X minus 2x is minus x. Hence the negative sign over here. So this is how you basically add polynomials. Is this much clear?
Yes, sir.
Great. So sorry. Next one, column method. So column method, each expression should be written in separate row such that their like terms are written one below the other in a column. For example, over here, the first one is 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus x. I'll just do one thing. I'll just try to zoom in a bit. Okay. So, so the first term is what? 2x cube minus 3x square plus x. The second one is what? 7x square minus 2x plus 7. So how we have written, like how, like how हम लोग normal addition में करते हैं. For example, 739.1. If we are supposed to add with 29.03 or something like that, what do we do? Place values देख के डालेंगे, right? So this is tens place. So tens place I'll write below tens place only. Units place, then tens place, hundreds place, ऐसा. And then I will add or subtract or whatever I'm supposed to do. Here also I'm supposed to do the same thing, same procedure. Place value की जगह पे बस degree देखना है आपको, order देखना है, order. So in this in this case, there are no cube on the second, but there is a square term. Square term के नीचे square term, x term के नीचे x term, constant के नीचे constant, and then simply add them. Cube वाला कोई नहीं है तो as it is लिख दिया. ये दो है तो -3 + 7 is +4, +1 -2 is -1, and 7 as it is. So this gives you the final expression. This is called as column method. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No.
Very good. Like how we did addition, the same way we are supposed to do subtraction as well. Same way. No difference at all. There are two methods. The first one is horizontal method, in which horizontally we first write everyone and then we group them. जैसे कि in this case, this is cube, this is also cube. So दोनों cube को एक साथ लिखा. Then दोनों squares, then दोनों x's, then दोनों units, constants. Then सबको combine करके over here I'll be writing all of them. The second method is a column method where again one below the other. Cube should be written below cube. Square should be written below square. X should be written below x. Constant should be written below constant. Then you simply solve. Any doubt so far? Here the sign is wrong. This
No,
should have been subtraction. Great. Now multiplication of polynomials. What are we supposed to do? We will use we will use the distributive property of multiplication over addition. So how to use them? I'll tell you. Let me assume you have one monomial which are supposed to multiply with a binomial. This is a monomial and a binomial. So how do we do? You simply use distributive property. First you multiply a with x and then you multiply a with y. ax, ay. बीच में ये जो भी साइन रहेगा यहाँ पर as it is. Plus है तो plus, minus है तो minus. Similarly for the next one, this is a binomial multiplied by binomial. In this case, what do? You first multiply a with the whole thing like how you have done over here. Then b with the whole thing like how we have done over here. Then simply ax, ay, then bx, by, as it is. Example, 2x square plus 5x multiplied by 5x minus 3. First you multiply 2x square with 5x, like how you have done over here. Then 2x square minus multiplied by 3. Then the negative sign will come over here. You simply multiply them, you'll get 10x cube, and here you'll get x like 6x square. Any doubt so far?
sir.
Very good. Proceeding further. Division of polynomial. Now, the term of the dividend are in, sorry, arranged in descending order of power of variables. Simple language, descending order of power में arrange करना. Then, the first term of the dividend is divided by the first term of the divisor. The result is written in the first term of coefficients. Quotients. Then the first term of the quotient and the divisor are multiplied. The result is subtracted from the dividend. I'll tell you the step by step. Then the first term of the result is obtained in step C. Is divided among the first term of the divisor and the result to obtained is written in the second term of the quotient. I'll tell you that. Repeat the above steps till no remainder is left. So in this case, जैसे कि in this case, here you have 8x cube plus 4x square minus 2x plus 5, which are divided by 2x. Now in this case, how do you do? First you divide 8x cube by 2x. So 8x cube divided by 2x. X cancel हो गया यहाँ पर x square बचेगा, then you are left with 4. So hence you will write 4x square over here. Then whatever you have over here, you multiply it with this and then you write it over here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Then you basically subtract them. After subtracting, you will get 0. Okay. Now, next, again, जो भी बचा है नेक्स्ट कोएफिशिएंट जो भी बचा कुचा सबको नीचे लेके आने का. Then try for the next coefficient. 4x square you divide by 2x, you'll get 2x. Then you multiply 2x with 2x, you'll get 4x square. You subtract them, सबको नीचे लेके आओ, 2x plus 5. Then, now you divide minus 2x with 2x, you'll get minus 1. Then you multiply minus 1 with 2x. You write it over here, that is minus 2x. जो भी बचा कुचा नीचे लेके आओ. Finally, your remainder is what? 5. Any doubt so far? Great. Here. Now, this is also polynomial. This is also a polynomial. Both of them are polynomials. This is 4x and 11x again. I don't think so. I think this is 4x square. This should be 4x square. Yep. Let's see anyway. Now, first of all, you're supposed to divide the first term with the first term. In this case, the first term is what? X square. 7x cubed divided by x square gives you 7x. Then what you have to do? You have to multiply this 7x with the whole quotient, which will give you 7x cubed minus 7x square minus 7x. And then you have to subtract both of them. When you subtract, you'll get 7x cubed minus 7x cubed becomes 0. Minus 4x square plus 7x square gives you plus 3x square. 11 plus 7 gives you, actually 11 plus 7 it is, right? It's minus 1. Subtraction में plus हो जाता है. Yeah, 11 plus 7 it is. 18. Yeah, 18x. Yeah. So it is 18x with a positive sign because both of them are positive. And this one is positive, ठीक है. And then you have 6 minus 6 है जो कुछ बचा हुआ है तो basically उसको as it is नीचे लेके आएंगे. So this is your new equation. Now the next step is to what? Next step is to again do the same thing. So I'll divide 3x square with x square. So when I divide 3x square with x square, only the first term, I get 3. Then I multiply this 3 with this to get this. So 3 multiplied by x square, 3x square. 3 multiplied by minus x, minus 3x. 3 multiplied by minus 1, minus 3. So बाद में क्या डिवाइड करो माइनस करो ये सब्ट्रैक्ट करो 0 आ जाएगा प्लस 18 माइनस 3 एक्चुअली हाँ माइनस 3 के बाद साइन चेंज हो गया प्लस 3 गिव्स यू 21x minus 6 plus 3 gives you minus 2. So this is your remainder and this is your quotient. Let me know if you need doubt.
No, sir.
Wonderful. Yes, Harshik, tell me.
Yes, Rishik. Sir, Rishik.
Harshik, I'm so sorry.
Sir, I joined a little late, so could you please tell which chapter are we doing?
We are doing polynomials
Okay.
from the textbook. Yeah, Sanjeev, tell me.
So my network was pretty poor during the second sum. So can you explain it again?
Sure, I'll explain it in short right now, and then later I'll be solving sums over here. So you can also accompany from there as well. Anyway, so we are going to divide. So divide करने का procedure is what? The first term you should divide with the first term. So first term divided by first term, you'll get the quotient as 7x. Then what do? You multiply the 7x with the whole term. And then you simply write over here. After writing, you simply subtract them. You will get a new term. Here also you do the same thing. You divide the first term with the first term. You will get the quotient as plus 3. Then you multiply this quotient with the whole term. Then you write over here you'll get something. Over here, I'll write 3. Then you simply subtract these two terms, you'll get the remainder. Agreed? ये कब तक करना है? तब तक करना है जब तक see if this is x raised to 2 तो जब तक x raised to 2 the minimum power possible है उधर तक करना है This x is less than x raised to 2, due to which इसके आगे we will not go. We will do only till we get at least x raised to 2. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sorry. We'll solve a couple of exercise problems, but before that, the time is about to end. Let's do one thing. Let's exit and join again.